Hello zookeepers, today is Giraffe World Day and I thought I'd make a really simple, really easy and quick kind of giraffe build. I'm going to do a giraffe house with a nice and simple outdoor area with like a plantation kind of wall and as well some sort of like rock work and plants in the middle and then all the enrichment sort of dotted around and try and make this as simple as possible I did, and I think it roughly took me, I think it was like 40 minutes to make, so it was like quite nice and simple compared to some of the other builds I did. And I quite like the simple builds every now and then. I don't go wild on the inside because I'm not really going to be that focused and getting shots on the inside and things like this, or going inside the house. It'll be literally just a place for them to lie down and chill. Guests ain't looking in there, so I'm going to keep this nice and simple. As you can see right now, I do beams on the inside and outside slightly, but I don't go to the extent as decorating the roof, putting lighting in, things like this, just because, like I said, I want to keep it nice and simple. I'm going to try and keep with that sort of like orange ready kind of theme because it will fit in slightly with the giraffes, apart from one surprise giraffe I got on Sandbox. I didn't realise on the Sandbox mode you can get a chance of buying the albino creatures, so I do have an albino giraffe I'm going to call Ghost that I'll be adding to the enclosure. I was really excited about that because I've never seen any of the variants yet really as such with most animals, because I don't play the story mode that much. I've started another mission and kind of things like that, and I don't play franchise. I kind of started it, but I'm still very lulled into just doing sandbox and making my own thing without any cost or repercussion of the animals being angry in the enclosures. So yeah, it was quite a surprise seeing an albino one, which I was dead excited for. As you see there, I've made like the fence using logs and chains. I thought I'd like a nice interesting look, and then obviously the planters at the back, I've made them really wide because I want to put trees in here, so we kind of like have like a foresty kind of edge, and it's just like something interesting, something that looks nice. As you see, I was sort of like looking at all the different enrichments and I was like, oh, that's an interesting building. So I want the enclosure mainly to be sand, and then on the inside I just added dirt and different like kind of brushes, so it looks like there was bark and things in there. It just kind of looks very house-like with the straw. And anyways, this is the rockery bit I was doing. This is where basically when I start planting it up and making it look kind of pretty on the inside. And I was trying to make it so like the rocks gently sort of build up slightly in places, and then add a load of plants around this tree. I've already forgotten the name of the tree, but I really do like them, but I hardly ever use them because when I look at them, I'm like, even though I know it's a real tree, it just looks ridiculous to me when I place it in my zoos. I'm like, I want to place it, but it does. It looks too weird for me. So I forced myself to use it, and then I put the rocks around it and built it up with plants all the way around, like a big planter. And in the end, I'm like, yeah, okay, no, I like the look of that. It doesn't look too crazy in here. It's not taking up too much room. So yeah, I went with that, and then I just went around sort of decorating the edges, like filling it out. So we have our trees that I've picked, and then I have like medium bushes, and then lower down I use a few different plants and grasses and things like that, so it's layered upwards. And it's kind of interesting, just add something there and it looks nice in like any screenshots you take, or if you're just observing the animal, it looks kind of nice. That's that sort of like terrarium feel, like it's building up with layers at the back, which I try and do in a few of my builds. Anyways, at this point I was sort of like, oh, let's decorate the main viewing area a little bit. I'll do a standoff barrier at this point and sort of like do some decorations and bits of theming, just go through all the different things that are out there and just sort of messing around and having fun. Technically, in theory, I could have gone, no, that's enclosure done, but I was like, you know what? It didn't take me long at all to make this. I was quite surprised and pretty happy with how it turned out. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna just add a little bit more flair to it, adds something a bit interesting. And I was like, well, you're not really going to go back here and mow the lawn, are they, and the standoff barrier too much, so I'll have some dry grass where it goes into sand, and then where it's greenery, add the greener grass. And yeah, I was really happy with the way this enclosure turned out. It is, like I said, a very simple, like bare bones enclosure, but has like a really nice aesthetic look. I love the fact that I used the chains and the logs as like a custom fencing. Like, obviously, it's going to stop the giraffes from kicking the guests. The standoff barrier, I should have probably done it all the way around the path, but I didn't. And let's just hope the guests don't wander in there through the chains and then get injured. So, but yeah, I really do enjoy this. And like I said, it's World Giraffe Day, so I wasn't originally going to be doing a video today, and I actually only found out from watching one of the zoo's live streams that I like watching every now and then. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to hop on to Planet Zoo and make a giraffe enclosure, and I didn't have hours of time to spend on it. So I was like, yeah, I spent a little bit of time, and I feel like I got a really nice enclosure out of what was essentially 40 minutes. And some other enclosures just take forever, it feels. Sometimes I have to start a bit and do a bit and then come back to it later. Whereas this one was just nice, it's simple. It's ace to watch the giraffes, and I love Ghost. Like the fact I got an albino giraffe on Sandbox is it's still blowing my mind. It's still the first time experience for me. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this and it's giving you a little bit of inspiration with your builds. I'll be putting this build on the workshop, so if you want to give it a go and add it to your zoos, it'll be there for you. I'll put a link in the description on YouTube and Instagram. I don't think I'll be able to do it on TikTok, but yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later.